All right. Welcome, everybody. I am live. I'm Catherine with Girls Gone Gravel, and I am live with Jess Cerra, who is with The Last Best Ride, and she does many other things too.
Right.
All right. So the goal of this is to find out a little bit more about The Last Best Ride. I'm going to be there, so I'm pretty excited about it. But why don't you start by telling us why you created this event?
Awesome. Well, thank you. First off, thank you for having me, and hi to everybody. I wanted you all to know that I'm sitting here in a cycling kit, not to advertise my favorite Blochio jersey, but I just got off a 30-minute ride, which is all I had time for this morning. And I thought, why not just be real and show up in my kit instead of faking that I get ready to do a Facebook Live? Because this is what life is like when you're running an event and a business. But yeah, I'm really, really excited about The Last Best Ride. And the quick backstory is my transition from professional road racing into gravel. It was an idea that I had in 2019, thinking about, I think I'm ready to make this transition. And I went to Ted and Laura King's event, Rooted, Vermont. And the little town they live in, Richmond, reminded me so much of Whitefish, Montana, where I'm from. And that event itself really made me want to switch into gravel. I was just like, this is the vibe for me. This is what I need in my life right now. This is about community. And it can be as serious as you want it to be. And so I kind of had that idea in my head. And then when COVID hit and I spent the entire summer in Whitefish and never ended up traveling to a race in 2020, my partner, Sam Boardman, and I were exploring a lot of gravel roads that I didn't even know existed there, which is really sad because I was always so focused on just doing intervals up and down the ski mountain road, trying to be fit for road racing. And we thought, we need to plan an event here. It is way too beautiful and the gravel is way too good for there not to be a gravel event. So that is why we decided to start The Last Best Ride.
That is awesome. I'm super excited about the location. It just looks so gorgeous.
It's only 30 minutes away from Glacier National Park. And so it's a really popular summer destination.
Yeah. I think our little crew is going to go up to Glacier. Okay. So tell us about the course, because I hear it's a little bit of a challenge.
Definitely. So for one thing to know is that Whitefish is only at 3,000 feet. So it's not as high as you might think, or some towns in Colorado. So you'll feel the elevation a little bit, but everyone will start at 3,000 feet. And in full disclosure, we are still working out our exact courses. The Forest Service, most of our course land is on Forest Service land. And it is a really important balance for us as race organizers and for the Forest Service to make sure that we can showcase the public lands in a way that protects the environment and the wildlife there. So we're working through exactly how the courses are going to look still, because every year there's, some rehabilitation in wildlife areas. With that said, Montana is very much, it's not rolling terrain. It's up and it's down. And so you're definitely going to want to prepare for some climbing and some chunkier gravel. There'll be some smooth gravel, some chunkier gravel, some hike-a-bike. The long course will go up to 6,800 feet. The short course will go up to around 5,000 feet. But it's definitely a race where you want to prepare for long climbing and long descending with views.
Awesome. What do you think the time will take for, on average, for each course?
That's a really good question. So I think the short course will be around 47 miles with around 4,500 feet of climbing. And I suspect that if you really wanted to push yourself on that course, you could probably do it in about 3.5 to 4 hours. And if you really want to just take in the views and eat the snacks that we're going to have at the aid stations and take your time, I would say it could take up to maybe 6 or 7. The long course is definitely a big challenge. It's around 80 miles. It's almost 9,000 feet of climbing. And I would say it's hard for me to imagine how fast some of the guys could probably get around this course, maybe 5.5 to 6 hours. I was racing hard, probably 6.5. And I would say it could take up to 11 hours.
Okay. So it's a long day on the bike.
It's going to be a long day. We're going to have plenty of aid stations, plenty of food, plenty of JoJo bars. Yeah, and some surprises at the aid stations too.
Man, I hope the pancakes and bacon bars aren't all gone by the time I get through the aid stations.
I'll save them for you.
Okay, thanks. Okay, tell us about Whitefish. Tell us about the location.
Yeah, so Whitefish, Montana is in the northwest corner of Montana. It's a beautiful little mountain town. The ski resort sits right as a backdrop behind the town called Whitefish Mountain Resort, and every rider will cross over the ski resort. It's a great place for family and friends and supporters to come up and cheer and heckle, and also a great place for family members to recreate while their partner or friend is racing during the day. It also sits on a lake called Whitefish Lake, and there's a lot of activities that you can do out on the lake. And like I said, it's only 30 minutes outside of Glacier National Park. So I think people come up with two destinations in mind: exploring Whitefish, exploring Glacier National Park. And I did want to mention that I've heard that Glacier National Park is trying to switch to a reservation system this year for driving, which would be a huge change. It's seeing millions of visitors. So for cycling, that's actually better because there's less cars on the road when you're in there cycling. But I did want to give people a heads up to keep, we're going to post about it if they decide to do that, but keep your eye out for making a reservation.
That's good to know. All right. Well, tell us what the party at the finish line is going to be like. And we're just going to assume best case scenario on this.
Yeah. So we're going to assume that we're all hugging and cheersing and, doing the things that we love to do. Our party is going to last 3 days. So we're going to start on Friday, and we have a welcome happy hour. You don't have to attend, but you're welcome to come. If you have a registration, we'll have a free drink for you. And the happy hour is to highlight our Champion Scholar Award. 20% of our proceeds are going to a scholar award that will help financially qualified local women head off to college. So something that I received as a lower income woman when I was growing up, and it's another reason why I wanted to start this event, because I could see a way to create an endowment to have the Scholar Award. So that will be the happy hour. It's going to be at an outdoor brewery. We're going to have a lot of our community leader riders there that I'll talk about in a little bit, and just have some fun. And then on Saturday during the expo, we're also going to have a block party. So there will be food trucks and live music, and downtown Whitefish is going to be having a lively weekend. We are using event space at a park called Depot Park, and we're coordinating with 2 local nonprofits that are also having parties during the weekend. So Friday and Saturday, there's going to be a huge brew fest set up for these local nonprofits and a lot of activities going on. And then we'll roll that into Sunday. So it's kind of like a choose your own adventure, how much fun you want to have over the weekend, how much beer you want to drink. Our post-race party is going to be in that Depot Park space, and we're obviously going to have a podium. We have some really cool locally made podium prizes. We also have some secret awards we're going to give out, and we're going to have beer, we're going to have wine, we're going to have athletic brewing, non-alcoholic beer, and a local caterer called the Cuisine Machine is going to serve up a farm-to-table feast. We're going to have a local ice cream shop called Sweet Peak serving up ice cream. So with your registration, you will have the meal ticket, the ice cream ticket, and a ticket for 2 drinks of your choice. So I think everyone's going to have a lot of fun, and it stays light out really late in the summer in Montana because we're so far north. So I think the party will go post-race into the evening and be a ton of fun.
That's really good for those people that are going to be out there for 11 hours.
Definitely. I thought of
that. Okay, tell us, I know this is your passion, one of your passions. What are you doing to get more women on the start line?
Yes. So I had this initial goal, and I don't know where this number came from, but I was like, we're having 40% women because I didn't feel like 50% was realistic. But pretty much our community leader program is bringing in leaders from around the country who I believe are leaders in their bike life and in their professional life in their communities. And the idea is to provide more of those leader spots for women so they can promote and access to their provide access to their communities. We are also providing travel stipends for 7 of those riders. We're hoping to be able to grow that program because I feel like one of the gaps is like a financial barrier sometimes, and it's not lost on me that getting to Montana and getting to Whitefish and staying there is expensive. It's a tourist destination, so I recognize that. But so we're really, trying to find leaders in those communities, and then myself in my community, just highlighting that the event is going to be inclusive and that you'll have an opportunity to make friends, and we're also going to have you there with
Yes.
on Gravel Live and like a like a clinic pre-race day. I'm hoping we'll have a female mechanic there to answer questions, but I'm just kind of going through all the things in my mind, like what is intimidating about going to an event? Believe it or not, I still get intimidated and nervous and wonder if I'm going to fit in or if I'm going to know anyone or if I'm going to break my chain. So I'm trying to address all of these factors, not only with just marketing through our Instagram account, but posting about this on our website, providing a guide. If you want to reach out to me personally, I'd be happy to chat. And then just really spreading the word of our community leader program. So, women out there know that if you come to this event, I can promise you, you're going to leave with new friends and a huge sense of accomplishment.
That's awesome. I have no doubt. I'm so excited about this event. Yeah. So, okay. Well, we wanted to hit some rapid fire questions for you. Things that people do ask a lot. So, tire size. What tire size should we use?
I would say 40 is right on the money.
Wow.
So bigger, you'll be much more comfortable descending and climbing. 40 with lower tire pressure. And if you have specific questions about that, you can check out, I think you have some resources for that also, but Whitney Allison, my old teammate, just wrote an entire blog post on tire size that's on our Gravel website. So you can check that out too, or reach out to me.
Awesome. And then gearing.
If you have a 1x on your
sorry, that's my dog.
What does your dog say about gearing?
She's like, you don't have enough because you have a 1x.
What are you talking about? 1x? I'm not doing that. I would say a 1x would be ideal, simply because it can usually accommodate a larger cassette size. So I wrote on our FAQ page a dinner plate cassette. So the larger cassette you have for the climbing gear, the better. That will be more important for the long course because there's a 5-mile climb that is, I think it averages 7.5%, which is a pretty steep climb. The short course, you won't see a climb that averages grades like that. The steepest section is 15% and it lasts a few seconds.
All right. I'm doing that short course because I want to spend more time at the party. Okay. This is maybe the most important question. Best place to get a beer in Whitefish?
Yeah, Bonsai Brewery. It's a local brewery started by a guy I went to high school with. It has a huge outdoor seating area and like really impressive food. The head chef actually lives in the neighborhood that I'm going to be moving into. Their food is really, really good.
Awesome.
I recommend.
And then bike shop. Is there a local bike shop or bike shops that people can connect with?
Great Northern Cycle and Ski is owned by my friends Stella and Willie, and they are our bike shop partner. So they're going to have extra staff available, and they're going to be prepared for a lot of people coming into town. If things are too jammed up there, you can go to Sportsman Ski House. It's a general sporting goods store, and the Glacier Cyclery is another shop in town. So it would be those three.
Awesome. We do have a few people watching. So if anybody has questions, go ahead and post those in the comments. And I'm going to put your website up while we're doing that, and take your pop-up down. Okay. So this is your website, and registration is still open.
We have about, this morning, I think we had 80 spots left.
Okay. So we should get 80 women to sign up now. So 80 spots left, and they just come to this website. And is there anything else you want us to know about your website or the information on here?
We just launched our volunteer page. We are looking for volunteers locally, and anyone who's traveling to support and is like, oh, that'd be cool to help out for a few hours. You can find all of the information that I was talking about on our FAQ page. We spent a really good amount of time putting resources into that. And then travel information is under the Whitefish Montana page. I highly recommend to book accommodation, rental cars, and flights ahead of time. Everything in Whitefish will sell out eventually. So I know that's tricky with COVID, but I think most organizations and businesses have refund policies in place right now.
Okay, awesome. And it usually doesn't have, I just have it scrunched up because I've got my screen small. And so that's usually the stuff on top of each other.
Yeah. So that's the view of Whitefish Lake that you're going to see from the mountain on the race course.
I cannot wait. Awesome. And then you have a lot of resources on your Instagram page, The Last Best Ride, as well, correct?
Yes. And we posted a video up on our Instagram page answering some of those questions, and you can get to know our community leaders. We're going to be sharing more community leaders. So yeah, definitely feel free to reach out to me on my personal Instagram as well if you're nervous or have a question.
And you're Jess Cerra, at Jess Cerra. Oh, the dates. This is important.
So the race day is Sunday, August 22nd.
Yeah.
So the whole weekend is August 20th through the 22nd. You can stay longer to visit Glacier Park and explore. We have so many roads and trails and hiking trails and things to do. And they're all on that Whitefish Montana page. It's a really, really solid guide.
Yeah. And there's a fairly good group of us coming from Steamboat Gravel up there. We're road tripping. So if you're doing that, connect with us and we'll have a party caravan or something.
I'm going to be at Steamboat also, but I'll be flying over you in a plane the next day, frantically rushing back.
I can imagine. Well, Jess, thank you so much for your time today. We so appreciate it. I cannot wait to be at the event this summer, and it's hopefully we get more, at least 40 of those 80 spots. We'll get some more women signed up for the event.
Thank you so much. I appreciate everything you do for our community, and I love the new logo so much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks. Awesome little designer we got. So,
yeah.
All right. We will be back hopefully next week with talking about another great event. So thank you, Jess.